What do you do when it's raining outside? You find a new swim buddy and you go for a swim, because the rain, wet from above, wet from below, it doesn't matter. Why do I need a buddy? Because of the rain, I can't leave the prosthetic leg on the beach in the rain. It will rust. So I need a friend to take the leg back to the car, and the boat ramp is too steep to get down without the leg. So that is the plan. Stan? I managed to find a friend. Thank you, Susan. I'm new to this local group, so I'm not entirely sure whether they are crazy people that swim all year round or whether they are fair weather swimmers, but I managed to find one that came out today. It's calmer than yesterday, but raining. We don't need it to be dry though. I just need the leg to be dry. So I did the full swim loop here locally that the local swimmers do with Susan. Thank you, Susan. And then I did a little bit extra at the end, back out to the 5-knot buoy and back. It worked out to be about 1,000 meters, so I'm reasonably happy with that. The advantage with rain is that it keeps the water warm, and there's no wind today, so it's flatter than yesterday. When it's winter and there is no cloud cover, that makes the water colder. So I don't mind rain. I just need to maybe talk to Ryoji about a waterproof leg that I can leave sitting on the beach. Anyway, thank you, Susan. I loved it. And she's offered to come with me again tomorrow, so that'd be cool. We've also found a sneaky place to keep the crutches underneath the jetty. On those uprights underneath the jetty. And the crutches are actually long enough, so they would actually stay propped there, so I can leave them propped under there and then pull myself up out of the water and crutch it up the beach. Marvelous. So all I need now is a waterproof leg solution. So yeah, that is how to make the best of a rainy day. Not like the tourists that just came past just now, some Indian people that asked me what was there to do around here that they could explore, and I said there was a park over here and there's a park over there and the Fjordland, the Kepler track and the Muffle track, and well, it's not really the weather for walking, is it? Well, sorry, but in Tiana there's nothing else to do but outdoor stuff, so you came to the wrong place if you're looking for indoor entertainment. Well, wouldn't you know it, look what type of day it's turned out to be. Now I've been for my swim, but that's all right, because now I can go for a walk in the sunshine as well. There is a cinder path under here, but it's very covered by pines and things in places. But I've got my fold-up walking stick with me today, just in case. And so far I'm finding this uneven ground tons easier than the last time I came down here, when I found it really hard, couldn't get very far, sat down and went back to the car. So I know my proficiency on this leg is getting better. When does a little rise feel like a big mountain? When you're an amputee. Made it just 3/4 of the way around now. I'm gonna make it. Apparently the local swimmers sometimes swim in this lake as well as Lake Tiano, but this lake, I've been told, is a lot more peaty and you get grit between your teeth, which doesn't sound so pleasant, but I can see why they would, because it's quite sheltered by trees, hence the peat. I'm pretty stoked with that, because it's a loop and I had to have the confidence to know that if I went out I'd come back without having to sit down on the ground for ages. It's a confidence thing, it's a belief in my leg thing, and it's a case of practicing walking on all sorts of surfaces. And it's really good to come back to exactly the same place, remembering how I could not get across this uneven surface, and just go for a stroll right around the lake. It isn't always worth waiting for the sun to come out. Look at the wind now. An interesting thing happened earlier on today that I do need to talk about. Now, do you remember the lady I was talking about yesterday who was staring with her hands on her hips as I was getting out of the car and unloading the car and things like that, and I felt quite annoyed by the fact they were both staring? Well, I've got an interesting story to tell about that. Turns out the lady in question had seen me the last time I was on my way back from Tiano. The last time I came for a swim, I stopped in Mossburn at the coffee shop. Now, she said that she had seen me and my car there, and that she'd been looking at the car, and that she saw that I did weight management and that I was a personal trainer, that I was in Invercargill. Could she talk to me about that? I was quite taken aback, to be honest, and I asked her, did she live in Invercargill? She said no, she lived in Goa but worked in Invercargill. Now, I had a wee chat and I told her my history, and I said that I was a personal trainer and that I had competed at high level, that I'd recently had an amputation, I'd lost weight once, I was just in the middle of doing it twice, and all of that jazz. And turns out she'd seen the car once or twice, and she saw it yesterday, and saw that I was next door, and thought she would take an opportunity to talk to me and make a booking for a consultation because she would like to get moving, get a bit fitter post-menopause. And well, yeah. So I was like, two things to mention here. On the one hand, I have to apologise for jumping to conclusions about this lady, thinking that she was looking at me in a judgmental fashion. Actually, she was doing the opposite, and that she'd seen me a few times and she was considering whether to talk to me. But if you flip that around, how that looks to me, an amputee who's not totally okay with being an amputee, it looks like you're being judgmental. And this rolls right back to the very beginning of my whole journey, when I just wish people would just godforsaken talk to me and come and ask me questions rather than standing and staring first. So I'm glad we got that straightened out, me and that lady, and she has made an appointment to talk to me next week. So who knew that a swimming trip to Tiano and having my car parked in a campsite car park would lead to a new customer lead. Just goes to show, you never know what people are thinking when they see you. So don't leap to conclusions, Mel, or anyone else, because you might not be being judged. You might be inspiring someone instead.